In July of 2022, the Toronto Blue Jays put an absolute beatdown on the Boston Red Sox. They scored in 7 of the 9 innings and had both a 7-run inning and an 11-run inning. However, they failed to achieve one of the most elusive feats in all of Major League history. In fact, since the inception of Major League Baseball, this has only been done by 2 teams, and that feat is scoring at least 30 runs in a game. So in today's video, we're looking at what a team has to do to actually do the near impossible. And to do that, we're going to look at the Blue Jays and one other team who came close to scoring 30 this decade, and then we're going to look at the team that actually accomplished it.
When you do as many games as Jeff and I do, you don't get goosebumps about a lot of things. Tonight is one of those nights.
When the Braves scored 29 runs in 2020, they beat the Marlins by a full 20 runs. Had the Marlins scored 9 runs in any other game they played in 2020, they would have won 48 out of 60 games. But this isn't necessarily the luck I'm talking about. You need something that really goes your way. Let's look at the second inning of that Marlins-Braves game. The Marlins had taken a 2-0 lead in the top half of that inning, but the Braves answered right back. After loading the bases with no outs, Ozzie Albies grounded out, bringing in the first run of the game and advancing the runners to second and third. The next batter, Ender Inciarte, hit into a sac fly, and Adam Duvall, the runner on second, moved up to third, and he just barely made it, I think. The ump called him safe, and the Marlins challenged it, but it was upheld. However, if you look at it, I'm not entirely sure he's safe. If you look at it from this angle, it almost looks like Brian Anderson's tag beats him. Duvall would have been the third out of that inning, and even more importantly, Austin Riley's run most likely wouldn't have counted because he hadn't crossed the plate before Duvall was tagged. If Duvall is out, the score is 2-1 Marlins at the end of the inning, but this isn't the case, and the inning didn't end tied at 2 either, not even close. What happened next is one of the craziest things I've ever seen in baseball. With 2 outs, the Braves would go on to score another 10 runs, thanks to 3 homers, a walk, and a bunch of singles. Ender Inciarte, who had hit the sac fly that Duvall was almost tagged out on, ended the inning 9 batters later. Instead of ending the inning with a 2-1 lead, the Marlins were down 11-2. If you're gonna score 30 runs, you're gonna need a lot of this type of dumb luck. Need more proof? Let's look at the Red Sox Blue Jays game from 2022. With 2 outs and the bases loaded, the Red Sox were already down 6-0. However, they looked like they were gonna get out of the inning when Raimel Tapia hit this fly ball. According to Baseball Savant, it had a 72% chance of being an out. However, Jarren Duran never saw it, and it turned into an inside the park grand slam. Instead of the game being 6-0 at the end of the inning, it was 10-0. And this wasn't even the only lucky part of the game. 2 innings later, Matt Chapman hit this infield pop out. This has a 90% chance of being an out, and it would have also been the third out of the inning. And the Blue Jays would go on to score another 10 runs before the inning came to a close. Instead of the inning ending at 15-3, the score had ballooned to 25-3. The second thing you need to do to score 30 runs is get a lot of free bases. In 2020, the Braves were walked 9 times and hit once. This is 10 base runners without even swinging the bat. In 2022, the Blue Jays got 6 free base runners in the form of 5 walks and a hit by pitch. Having the ball go your way is one thing you need, but not even hitting the ball into play makes reaching the elusive 30 mark all the more easy. The third thing you need to do to score 30 runs is hit a ton of homers, and they don't even need to be moonshots. Look at Tapia's homer as a clear example. If you want to come even close to scoring 30 runs, you're going to need to appease a certain demographic.
Hi, Top.
Chicks dig the long ball.
In 2020, the Braves hit 7, including 3 3-run homers and a grand slam. Adam Duvall hit 3 homers in this game. In the Red Sox Blue Jays game, the Jays parked 4 over the fence, and then of course had this inside the parker thanks to the heavens. Before I talk about the 2 teams who have actually accomplished the 31 feet, I want to talk about 2 things that you don't need to do that actually surprised me. The first is hit doubles. While the Jays hit 5 doubles in their blowout, the Braves only hit 2. When you're getting a lot of free base runners and hitting a lot of balls over the fences, it doesn't really matter if you're hitting doubles. The second thing you don't need is having a position player pitch. It seems like having a position player on the mound lobbing up meatballs would be the perfect time to pad the stats, but the Blue Jays only mustered up 1 run against Yolmer Sanchez, the Red Sox infielder, and the Braves surprisingly didn't even face a position player. Don Mattingly was perfectly fine sacrificing Jordan Yamamoto to the baseball gods, as he allowed 13 runs in his final appearance for the Marlins, but having a position player on the mound was just too much of a sin for good old Donnie Baseball. Of course, in modern baseball, position players have become more commonplace, and this creator personally believes that it should happen more, but having a position player pitch in a 31 game isn't a requisite, surprisingly. You know what is required? Scoring 30 runs. As I've prefaced, this is what needs to happen if you want to come even close to scoring 30 runs. But neither the Braves' 29 runs or the Blue Jays' 28 runs actually accomplishes this feat. In fact, in the hundreds of thousands of Major League Baseball games that have been played across 150 years, only 2 of those games involved a team scoring 30 or more runs. In 1897, the Chicago Colts scored 36 runs on the Louisville Colonels. However, there's no box score to analyze, no play-by-play valley to comb through. This game may as well not have happened for all I care. The second instance of a team scoring 30 or more runs didn't occur for another 110 years, and it was in the first game of a 2007 doubleheader between the Texas Rangers and the Baltimore Orioles. Texas went the first 3 innings without scoring, and then they blew up. This game is fascinating for a number of reasons, the first being that a pitcher was credited with a save, but that's something for another video. The second is that while the Rangers didn't have the same dumb luck the Braves or the Blue Jays had, they still had plenty of it. In the 4th inning, down 3-0, the Rangers got 2 infield hits and a walk on a close pitch. All 3 of these runs ended up scoring, and they finished the inning up 5-3. 2 innings later, they got this flare, this walk on a guy trying to bunt, and after a grand slam, they got another infield hit by Marlon Byrd. With 2 outs, there was this liner that just got over Miguel Tejada, and the Rangers managed to score another 4 runs. In total, the Rangers had 7 infield singles in the entire game. This is ridiculous BABIP luck. Alright, I haven't mentioned, these 30 runs only came across 4 innings. The Rangers did everything right this game. Dumb BABIP luck? Absolutely. A lot of home runs? Of course, they hit 6. Getting free bases? You better believe it. The Rangers walked 8 times. Guess which team didn't face a position player or hit for a lot of doubles? The Texas Rangers. They followed the formula to a T. And with this Ramon Vasquez homer, they crossed the 30-run threshold, becoming the first team in 110 years. Of course, now you might be asking what the pros of scoring 30 runs in a game. A 1-0 win counts the same as a 30-1 win, right? There's really not one, but it's fun, isn't it?